For any Xbox or PlayStation codes or cheap games on any platform, use the referral link in the description. It'll take you to g2a.com. Use the promo code CHES over there and you'll get yourself 3% cash back. For all No Identity merchandise, hats, hoodies and t-shirts, follow the link in the description down below to the No Identity Fan Fibre website. Hey guys, welcome to episode number 17 of Season 2 here on the Career Mode Road to Glory. We are out of the January transfer window now, having assured ourselves a couple of really good signings for the beginning of next season on a pre-contract. If you missed the last episode, head to the channel page and check it out to find out which players we signed and to see genuinely how good they are. They are going to set the championship alight for us next season, hopefully. Today we'll play Bristol Rovers at home and then Southend away. And then I think we'll have a squad report because we haven't had one for a while. And a lot of our youngsters have been growing very well. So that will be the plan for today's episode. And then we'll be back up to the 5 games per episode as per usual between now and the end of the season. As things stand, with 17 games to go, we are 64 points in, 10 points clear of Portsmouth, further 2 points clear of MK Dons, who are a further 2 points clear of Rotherham. So there's a three-way battle for second, but I think the title is already assured. So 2 games today, that will leave us with 15 league games, 5 games per episode, 3 episodes. Sorted, end of the season, although we do have the FA Cup still to play, so it might be 4 episodes, but still, there's not long to go before we reach the championship season, where I'll probably do a vote as to whether you want me to continue simulating games or not, whether you'd like to see the whole season for the championship. We'll do a vote at the time, rather than asking you for your opinions right now. But yeah, we face Bristol Rovers to start off with, and they are currently 10th, and then my memory has already failed me. Who was it that was the second game? Bristol Rovers, followed by Southend, and they're having a poor season, I think. I think they're having a poor season. Oh no, they're 9th. So it's 1st versus 10th, followed by 1st versus 9th. Alright, and you can see the fight for the playoffs, how tight that is. We mentioned it at the end of the last episode. It could be anyone from 15th or 14th upwards to 5th that could get those last 2 playoff spots. So it's all to play for between now and the end of the season for everybody else, but I think, to be fair, we've already won the title, so there's not much for us to play for right now, other than perhaps a points record in League 2. We'll have to wait and see. First off, though, is Bristol Rovers at home, and fingers crossed we can come away with 3 points. Drop the video a like if you enjoy, subscribe to the channel too to make sure you don't miss out on any further content. Let's jump in. Lozano with a throwback here to Navarrete. I'm going to quickly look for Uche in the middle. I may have overplayed that, and that was one of the strangest first touches I think I've ever seen. It's definitely the sort of touch that you'd only get in a game of FIFA. Can we win that header? No, but Lozano could get to the loose ball, and he's just about managed to get it under control after travelling 15 yards with it. Get that back to Lozano, in there to Holman, turn and get that to Petrak. Maybe look for Folman again. That's not Folman, that's Navarrete. That's going to drop to Joel Mason. Go on then, the right back. Oh, it took a deflection and it very nearly found the back of the net. He struck the bar with an extremely good shot in, was it the last episode or the one before? I can't quite remember actually, Joel Mason. But that one was a little bit more easy for the defenders to deal with, but still took a deflection. I could set him up again for another one here. Joel Mason. Oh, that one was headed towards the top corner as well. I don't think his long shot stats are that high, but still, a couple of very good efforts from our right back there. I'm tempted to try and work another opportunity just to see if I can finally score with him, but he's a little bit too far in field here. We'll get that to Navarrete and then into, Lozano, but it's well defended, although we have been able to get it back again. Uche could come short and then try and burst into the box. Uche Piazzu! Oh, what a save from Leutweiler. How's he done that? Right. Talk about pressure at the beginning of a game, by the way. Win that header, please, Carroll. He has done. Oh, and Brown knocks the ball down, and he does get it away. Foreman recovers, though. Oh, God, you've just run into the ball there, haven't you? And it's gone out for a throw-in. Some of the worst first touches we've seen for a while at the beginning of this game, but a number of chances. They've just thrown that straight to Navarrete. That was a much better first touch. Lozano will look for Uche. Oh, but I couldn't roll the defender. It's a good tackle, in fairness. Bristol Rovers work it away. Oh, that was a little bit nasty. Might be in trouble here, Luke James. Referee's going to come over and he's gone to the back pocket. A red card. I think that's deserved. Did you see Folman there? He come across, clapped in his face and then waved him off. I mean, that is a really nasty challenge, but what was Folman doing? Watch him, look, he's come across, he's clapping in his face, and then, oh, it doesn't quite show it. He waved him off and was like, see you, mate, cheerio. Red card for Bristol Rovers after 17 minutes. That was, one of the funniest things I think I've ever seen from an AI player in a game of FIFA. Wiedemont unfortunately can't bring that down, and they're going to work this away, but they're up against it now, Bristol Rovers. They're playing 5-3-2 or 5-2-3. I can't remember which one it was. 5-3-2, I think. And Luke James is one of their strikers, so now they're playing 5-3-1. So as if they didn't have many forward players as it was, they've now got even less. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep a clean sheet in this game, considering they're just not, theoretically, they're not going to have the numbers up top to be able to cause me any problems. I would like to think. Anyway, we'll give this to Navarrete and then ding that for Lozano. And can we get ourselves a 1-0 lead before the end of the first half? No. Well, I don't know why I said end of the first half. We're only in the 20th minute, but still. 0-0 as we stand right now, but they are now down to 10 men. Let's ball through. Clark's in behind here. Oh, and he's pulled that back to Taylor. And he's gone across, and Lawrence puts that over the bar. Caught me on a rare counter-attack, but they weren't able to make it pay, unfortunately for them. It was a good opportunity, that. Squaring it across the box, not once but twice. But he couldn't get the shot on target. Wiedemont into Uche. We might be able to score at the other end, but no, Uche's footwork lets me down. That's why we're training his ball control and his dribbling in the training function back in the main menus. Uche's going to have to come off here. He's picked up an injury. I was contemplating subbing him off for McLaren anyway, but the game's kind of forced my hand there. Wanted to leave him on until the hour mark or so, but unfortunately he kind of got caught there as the ball came in, and it seems like he fell awkwardly on his ankle. I'm not sure. Yes, he's holding that right ankle. We'll have to wait and see what sort of injury it is when we get back to the main menus after the game. Hopefully it's just a sprain and not a break, otherwise we'll be losing him for 3 months. McLaren immediately involved, and that could dip in. Keeper kicked it straight at him. McLaren immediately involved straight away from entering the field of play, and very nearly scored what would have been one of the best goals of all time in any FIFA series from me ever. Unfortunately though, it didn't go in. Track through the gap to Lozano, squeezing that through to Jamie McLaren, who's just come on and equalises. How's that for an introduction? He's been on the pitch 5 minutes, very nearly scored an absolute worldie with a chipped effort, and this time on his left foot. I wasn't too sure with that first touch and whether he'd have the strength to hold off the defender, but, well, emphatic finish. There was absolutely making no mistake there. He was determined to fire that into the back of the net. We're back on level terms. Now, hopefully, with 33 minutes against 10 men left, we can go and get the win. Right, with a tackle. Go out to Lozano. Drive inside. Great touch and turn. Poke there for McLaren. Oh, very nearly getting another goal. He's been at the heart of everything. He's only been on the pitch 8 minutes. He's already had 3 chances to score a goal. And we might be able to work a 4th, but no. Wiedemont can't get it off Ledbetter, who's done brilliantly there to deal with the attentions of the winger. Can we put the keeper under pressure though? No, they're going to get rid of it. Well, we are dominating this second half. Hopefully, it's only a matter of time before we get that second goal. McLaren, oh, it's a lovely turn. Oh, it gets bumped off it though. Good defending again from Bristol Rovers. Bring that down. Turn. Well done. There's John Mason into Jamie McLaren. Trying to get away from the defenders into Lozano. And he finds it. Oh, finally, we are 2-1 in front. I thought for a minute I'd underhit that pass and the defender was going to get a tackle in and cut it out. Just there when he took it a while to take his first touch, but thankfully just positioned his body very well between man and ball. And then a good left-footed shot, beats the keeper. We finally have ourselves a 2-1 lead here against a team that haven't been very good, haven't created much at all either, but did have us on the back foot with that goal they scored early on in the first half. But thankfully, it looks like we're going to get all 3 points now, and that is the most important thing. Got a throw. Can we work a third before the end of the game? Mason will get that to Xavier. I see so much space out here for Wiedemont. Surely this is going to be 3, and is. The keeper seems to have done the same animation for both of the last 2 goals. He's just stood there and just kind of flops. Not really too sure what he's doing. So much space for Wiedemont. That's where the extra man comes in handy, but it's weird. He seems to prefer to go with his feet. I don't know what his positioning's doing, like a terrible goalkeeping positioning. But we are going to win by 3-1. We struggled to get to even just the 2-1 scoreline, but it doesn't matter how the points arrive, just that they do arrive, and we've gotten all 3 of them here, thankfully. So we'll take that, hope to build and perform a little bit better in the next game. They only had the 1 shot on target, and that was their goal, but they were down to 10 men and playing 5 at the back, so they weren't really going to cause me too many problems going one way. So there were so many defenders at the other end. It took me a while to actually get the ball into the back of the net. But a 3-1 scoreline, a big victory. Rotherham win. Portsmouth, I wasn't quick enough. Whoa! Bit late for those scout reports to come back now, isn't it? Bit late indeed. Never mind. Southend next. Well, that's a great start. 4 minutes in, Petrak's now picked up an injury. Uche's out for 4 weeks with a sprained ankle, rather than 3 months with a broken, thankfully. But now Petrak's picked up a knock in the opening few moments of this game, and now he's going to be out. And it looked like he was holding his shoulder by the looks of things. Have a look at the replay. Gets under control, falls. I don't even know how he could have injured his shoulder there, but yeah, he's holding his left shoulder, so might have dislocated it, I'm not sure. We'll have to wait and see again at the end of the game what the injury is, but 2 injuries in 2 games, not exactly what we wanted today. Hopefully we can kind of counterbalance the negative there by getting 6 points from today's 2 games after winning the first. Let's go ahead and win the second. Well, we are hopefully going to go and win that second now. Nice move, lovely run by Xavier, and buries it in the back of the net. Jamie McLaren had a great introduction to the game when he came on for Uche, who was injured, and Xavier has had a great influence on the game after he's come on for Petrak, who was injured. 1-0. Corner for Southend. Ryan Leonard to cross it in. That's I don't know what that was from the defender. Absolutely no idea. Thankfully, Will Norris makes a good save. His attempted clearance was apparently just to flick it back towards his own goal and just help the ball on. Never mind. We're in at the other end. Jamie McLaren, let's turn. Oh, God, that was the slowest turn known to man, but Follman somehow picked up on the ball. Now, Jamie McLaren stayed down injured, but how is that for a finish from Kevin Follman? Wow. Very well done. Jamie McLaren hopefully will get back up. You can see him here. He goes down there and... Oh no, he's alright, he wasn't injured. I thought he'd gone down and stayed down injured, but he got back up. He kind of moved out of frame just as before he got up. But that is a strike from Follman right into the top corner. Pick that out, boys. 2-0 Cambridge. Win that header, please, Kevin. He's done well. Xavier's going to bring this down on his chest. Oh, that sat up beautifully to strike. I couldn't resist. Comfortable save in the end for Oxley, although he did have to dive quite a way to his left to get there. But I just cannot resist when the ball is bobbling like that. Between 20 and 30 yards out, you've got a bit of space. I can't resist the temptation to just give it a good old whack and go for a long shot. I absolutely love scoring long-distance, rangy goals. Xavier will get this out wide to Wiedemont. It would be nice if I had someone in the box to aim for, really. And up goes Lozano, but he can't get there. John Mason will quickly get this inside to Follman. He's going to pull this back here to Jamie McLaren, and I can't get this shot off. Oh, it's twice Jamie McLaren's gone down, and I thought he's going to stay down injured, but he's up again, thankfully. Michael Timlin on the ball for Southend. We are close now to the end of this first half, but we could... Oh, if I could have spun Thompson, who've still been going in with a 3-0 lead, but no. Southend defending well now. They were pretty awful in the opening 15 minutes when we were able to get our 2 goals, but since then, they've firmed up a little bit. But we're already 2-0 ahead and out of sight, so unfortunately for them, don't think it's going to be enough. They haven't really committed anything. All right, they haven't really done them much going forward. They've just been better defensively. They need to improve in the attacking third in the second half if they want to get themselves anything out of this. But I'd like to think that they won't get themselves anything out of this. Look for Jamie McLaren and then wait for support. Lozano could keep his run going, and I'll dink it looking for him. And Lozano's in, and the first time hit, yes. Thankfully it's half time because we just want to put that shot right to the back of the memory and delete it entirely. Free kick for Southend, 2 minutes into the second half. It's Demetriou and Niall Ranger stood over it. It's Ranger with a free kick. Wasn't that bad an effort. It just wouldn't quite come down for him, but good technique and good flight on the ball, good power. Just unfortunately not the accuracy. Never mind, Niall Ranger involved again here, using his strength, but Joel Mason's done particularly well to get it off him. In there to Mason, back to Follman, into Lozano, and dink that looking for McLaren, but I've slightly overplayed it. Just trying to stretch their defence so I can find the space to work an opportunity. Shovel around on his left foot. Oh, that wasn't far away at all. Xavier does have a good strike on his left-hand side, as we've seen a couple of times this season, and that really was only a couple of inches away from 3-0. Oh, it's good football. Oh, strike from Ryan Leonard. a couple of quick zigzaggy passes, and then the first time hit was, well, very impressive. I want to see a replay of that. Southend back in the game. They've not offered much offensively, but at the start of the second half, they've had a free kick that was close-ish from Niall Ranger, and then a wonder goal from Ryan Leonard. See the quick passing just across there, and then in again, and then bang. I mean, it doesn't matter who got in goal. No one's saving that. Great strike. 2-1 into Lozano. Folman could go on the run around the outside of me, and has done. We'll slot him in. Are we immediately going to open up a 2-goal lead again? Maybe. Still maybe. No, we're not. I'm not entirely too sure how I haven't scored there, to be completely honest. They scored their goal 3 in-game minutes ago, and we very nearly made it 3-0 immediately from kickoff. Lozano, I've got a runner on the outside of me, and it's Xavier again. We'll try and get it on his left foot. Xavier! Oh, no, hit the post! No, desperately unlucky in this game not to have 3 goals by this point. Half an hour to go. It's still 2-1. Win that header. Oh, he's headed it straight against Timlin, but Lozano will get it in there to Jamie McLaren. Get the turn, poke it for Lozano. Can't get it through. Corner for Southend. Looking to get themselves an equaliser. An undeserved equaliser, but an equaliser nonetheless. Ryan Leonard, who scored their goal, has gone off. They've brought on Wordsworth. I've made a couple of changes myself, and we're going to have to deal with another corner here. There's only 12 minutes or so to go. Berry has come on, as has Nicola Greco. Foreman get that there to Berry, and actually cross this out wide to Greco. Both heavily involved immediately, and that's looping off the bar. The keeper seemed rather uninterested in that. It seemed as if it was going to loop into the back of the net, and I can't believe that's gone in. I can't believe they've actually scored there. It's 2-2 with 10 minutes to go. I tried to clear that with a defender, and he seemed to head it to the Southend man at the near post. I'm going to need to see the replay just to clarify in my mind what actually happened there. The initial chance that came over, the keeper just didn't react to. But what was the man at the near post doing? No, it was just his first touch. His first touch just rebounded it straight to the man, and he's unlucky there, Will Norris. He's got a big hand on it, but he couldn't keep it out in off the woodwork. And as we mentioned, an undeserved equaliser, but an equaliser nonetheless. Southend have pulled it back to 2-2. Right, win this header, please, Lino. He didn't, but it's ended up at Luke Berry's feet. And oh, Lozano. Oh no, how have I not scored that? Lozano in a great position. McLaren pull this back here to Greco. I can't get past the defender. I can't believe I've missed that chance. With Lozano, I was clean through, and all I had to do was put it in the back of the net, and I mucked it up. Trying to squeeze that through there, it's not going to reach. That'll be a throw to us. 4 minutes added on at the end of the game, but is there enough left? I see the man at the back post. It's Greco. He's arriving, and Oxley just fingertips that away. Wordsworth with the turn, tackle him though. McLaren driving into the box. McLaren, pull that back. Greco with a touch. Greco with a shot. McLaren with a shot. Oh, and he's missed the target, and there's the final whistle. Beautiful opportunities to finish the game off, especially that Lozano one, but it's only a draw against Southend. An early 2-0 lead. I smacked them in for the entire game, but we couldn't get the victory. Disappointing to concede the equaliser in the manner in which we did. Take nothing away from their first goal. Great hit from Ryan Leonard, but the second one, not good enough. Not good enough at all from us defensively in that one. We dropped 2 points. Let's have a look at the squad report, shall we? Having a closer look at how the squad is getting on so far this season, then 15 clean sheets, 12 of which are in League One for Will Norris. He's not grown at all since we stopped training him, but once we get into the Championship, I will resume training Will Norris to try and improve him overall as a goalkeeper. Joel Mason is up 2 to 66. He has the potential to be special, so I think these youngsters stand the chance to get into the late 80s. Should we, A, continue to train them, and B, let them just grow naturally as well. Jake Clark-Salter is up 6 to 73, although I have been training him in a number of positions, but his physicals are starting to grow as well, which is good. 73 rated at 19 years of age. Cal Metz is up 1 to 70. I haven't been training him, but it's nice to see him growing regardless. Gieselman, again, not been training him, but nice to see him growing as well across the board, both physically and technically. Lino Navarrete is up 7 to 75. Now, I have been heavily training him, but he too has the potential to be special, so has great potential to become one of the best players in the save. 5 goals, 7 assists from him so far this season. His physicals are growing, which is the most important thing for me, considering we can train all of his technicals, and I have been. You can see his crucial stats like crossing, ball control and dribbling are already very good. I am now training his short passing to try and improve that too. And so long as his physicals continue to grow as well, then fingers crossed he can become an extremely good player in the future. Still only 18 years of age. Xavier Chavalaran is up 1 to 70. Growing mainly in the technical area. Up 5 finishing-wise, which is good. Picked up 2 goals and 3 assists so far. Folman is up to 70 rated as well. Only 23 years of age. These physicals are growing really nicely. Obviously, I can't train those, but to see them going up like that is very, very good. Obviously, his technicals I could perhaps try and train a little bit more. Most notably his ball control, dribbling and short passing, which would help, of course, in the position that he plays. Hugo Wiedemont is up 2 to 71. Sprint speed is up 2. His technicals doing well, actually. His short passing and long passing are growing nicely. Crossing and finishing also up. He scored 8 goals for me this year. 2 coming in pre-season, but still 8 goals total, 2 assists as well. I very much enjoy playing with Wiedemont, actually. He's a very, very good player. Goes without saying that Anthony Lozano is my best player at the club. 18 goals in 24 League One appearances, 23 in 33 all told in all competitions, 6 assists as well. I mean, what more can I add? He's superb, absolutely superb, and will continue to be my #1 striker for the foreseeable future. Jamie McLaren has 7 goals and 8 assists in 23 appearances, which is decent actually, considering he's only 71 rated. Physical stats growing across the board. Only his agility hasn't changed, and that's already quite highly rated at 85. I might start training his technicals because he clearly could become quite the striker by the time we get into the Premier League. Trippic is up 1 to 70. Not played as much as I might have wanted him to at the beginning of the season, but that's mainly down to the fact that Navarrete has grown so well. 2 goals, 7 assists for him so far this season. I don't know. I might end up selling him on because we're bringing in the guy on a pre-contract from Bruges, who is infinitely better than Trippic, so his time at the club may actually be coming to a close at the end of this season. Nicola Greco is up 2 to 70 after we called him up to the first team. You can see his stats growing across the board, physicals as well as technicals. Only 1 clean sheet and no goals or assists so far in his time at the club, but he's only 17. Plenty of time for him to improve and start putting the ball in the back of the net and creating goals as well. Asoro is up 5 to 69. His physicals just astronomical right now. 93 acceleration and sprint speed. We trained his finishing a lot. And that, I think, is where we'll leave his training for now. I may train his ball control a little bit if I can and his short passing, but I've got so many players I want to train and not enough training slots right now. Again, has the potential to be special, so should grow of his own accord as well. 6 goals, 6 assists in 18 games. Pretty handy for an 18-year-old. Bradley Halliday is up 3 as well to 67. Now, I've barely trained him, but look how quickly and how rapidly his stats are shooting up. Fantastic work from Bradley Halliday. He's not played an overly large amount of games because of Joel Mason, but he's actually higher rated. Also has the potential to be special and growing across the board. Very, very excited about our 2 right-back prospects. Luke Berry not seen as much first-team football this year as perhaps he may have liked, although still a number of substitute appearances see him having played nearly 30 games already this season. 5 goals, 3 assists, but only 66 rated. His time at the club might be coming to a close sooner rather than later, although I might keep him in as a squad rotation player. Carl Wimet will be sold at the end of this season. Dean Furman will also be sold at the end of this season. Shane Hamilton is very unhappy, but I am going to start playing him more in the remaining 2 or 3 months of this year. We tried to move him out on loan in January, but nobody came in for him, unfortunately. So we will try and raise his morale if we possibly can. Harry Darling is 61 rated. He's not really going anywhere, and he's not really improving fast enough to warrant consideration. Still only 61 rated. That's the original Joel Asoro. Of course, we had to slightly fiddle with things when we had to rebuild the save. Josh Emmanuel hasn't played that much actually. I brought him back in on loan, but Bradley Halliday and Joel Mason have been so good that he just hasn't had a look in. George Maris will probably get sold at the end of the season. Josh Coulson similarly not playing. Stats just not good enough anymore. Uche, I want to keep Uche at the club. I am trying to train his ball control and his dribbling now. Unfortunately, he's still out for a little bit with that sprained ankle. 6 goals, 9 assists for him so far this season. Not as influential this year as he was last year, but if I can train his ball control, his dribbling and his passing, he might be able to become a little bit more of an influence on the pitch, and hopefully his physicals improve. If he was just a little bit quicker, then he might be a little bit better. But we'll have to wait and see how he grows. Leon Legg will get sold at the end of the year. Petrak did dislocate his shoulder in that previous game and will be out for 8 weeks. He's been rock solid for me, though. 3 goals, 3 assists in that central midfield position, and looking good across the board. Still only 71 rated, though, which is interesting. I would have thought he might have grown a little bit more, but still plenty of time for that to happen. Blair Adams will probably either get sold on or just be left as a squad rotation player, as he has been this season. Medialito will get sold next year, and David Gregory is out on loan and will probably get sold next year as well when he comes back from that loan spell. I don't think I currently have anyone in my youth squad, and I don't. My youth staff are still out looking at players. You can see the squad report or scout report on the players here. 72 to 86 for a central midfielder, 74 to 88 for a cam, 70 to 92 for a goalkeeper, 73 to 93 for a position that yet to be specified. Another 78 to 94 goalkeeper. That was the one guy we were most keen on bringing up with regards to goalkeeper position. 81 to 94 for Tyler Brown, which looks very good, but still not sure what position he's going to be. 66 to 90 for Jonathan Davis, again, not sure on position. And 63 to 87 for Ollie Lewis, again, not sure on position. So there's still plenty to be done with regards to the youth players and the future of the series. And as things stand in the league table right now, our draw still leaves us 10 points clear at the top because Portsmouth keep dropping points too. So 10 points, then a further 2, then a further 2. I think it's just that Rotherham and MK Dons have swapped positions in today's episode. Still very, very tight for the playoffs. 14th place Swindon only 6 points off 5th. So a long way to go, and Port Vale are only a further point behind them. And it's what's the relegation battle looking like? Yeah, there's kind of, you'd say up to about Scunthorpe in 17th, still relegation threat, and maybe you'd throw Exeter City into the mix as well. And then Swindon being 6 points clear and only 6 points clear of the relegation zone, 7 points clear of the playoffs. It's always so very, very tight in the midfield or in the mid-table of the lower leagues in England, especially in League One and League Two, because there's really not much to pick between any of the sides in the mid-table. The lower leagues in England are so competitive. It's just fantastic. I love lower league English football. But for now, that's going to bring today's episode to a close. Thank you very much for watching. Do drop the video a like if you enjoyed and subscribe to the channel too for more content. The next round of the FA Cup has been drawn. After beating Manchester United, we now have Arsenal. Great. We can probably expect that to be slightly less giving with regards to luck that we had against Manchester United, but we'll just have to wait and see. But for now, that's all for today. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you next time.